Production support for award-winning News 6 has come from Whirlpool Corporation's Finland Division, working to make your life a little easier. Additional support has come from the Northwest Ohio Educational Technology Foundation and from this public television station.
Hi, I'm Brett Caper from St. Bernard's in New Washington. Here's what you'll be seeing on News 6 today. Making your yard beautiful, how containers for maple syrup are made, and a man who's real handy with wood.
Hi, and welcome to News 6. I'm Laura Obringer from St. Bernard's School in New Washington, Ohio. Here with our first story is Abby Mann.
Flowers, trees, and bushes are some of the things that make a beautiful yard. We visited Richards Landscaping recently to find out how a landscaper can help.
Mr. Richards, how long have you been working at Richards Landscaping?
Well, it's been 11 years now. I started in business in 1976 after graduating from Ohio State with a degree in landscape horticulture. And my brother joined me in 1978 after he graduated from Worcester at the Agricultural Technical Institute. So it's been 11 years.
What kind of things do you do here?
We do a lot of different things. Our main area is in landscaping, where we go out and plant trees and shrubs for people. We're involved in a lawn care, where we treat and fertilize people's lawns. We have a landscape and garden center where people can come in and buy plants and different materials. And we are also developing into growing more of our own materials too. So that's becoming a separate area in itself.
Do you work all year around?
That's one of the problems with our business. We do work very, very hard from early spring right till late fall, but winter is a little bit of a problem for us, and we're working on some things to help that out, but it's going to take a little time to develop everything, I think.
What is the most popular plant that you sell?
Probably taxus or yews. The names of plants, you go by different names of plants, okay? One is there's a common name, then there's a botanical name or a scientific name, and some confusion in between on those, but the taxus variety of plants, which is a botanical name, they're generally known as a common name would be yews, and it's the dark evergreens that you see a lot of in landscapes. That's probably the most popular plant we use.
Okay, thank you.
Today's show is being produced by Mr. Mike Welly's 6th grade class at St. Bernard's School. New Washington is located in Crawford County, about 80 miles southeast of Toledo. The town was founded by George Chipmunk Washington Myers. The population is about 1,200.
The stoneware jugs you can buy maple syrup in add character to the breakfast table. We stopped by Maple Shade Artware one afternoon to find out how they make the jugs and other stoneware items.
Mr. Stump, how did you decide to get into this business?
Well, we've made maple syrup for a number of years, and we've always jugged our maple syrup in different ways in order to sell it. So we were looking for a unique way to market our maple syrup, and we've always sold a lot of the stoneware jugs with the syrup in, and we went to purchase the jugs and it wasn't available. So we decided to make our own jugs.
Could you tell us what the steps are in making one of these products?
We have a slip formula that's our own slip formula, and what we're doing is pouring the slip into what they call a mold made of #1 pottery plaster. Okay, and what we'll do is we'll dump some of the slip in like when we make a mold, okay? Fill it right up to the top, like such. Set it back, and you wait for the piece to dry. Alright, so what we do is let this sit for whatever length of time for the thickness of the piece that you want. And that's what goes on for that. So after you have the thickness of the piece that you want, you dump the excess slip back into the tank or a holding vat, whatever, and it can be reused. Okay, so then what you're doing is you're letting it sit, and you actually have a piece like this that's been hardened and everything like that. You take your piece out of the mold. What we have when we pour the piece and bring it out, this is a completed piece, and it's called Greenware in the early stages. What we do is we take it to the kiln, clean it, take it to the kiln, and fire it the first time to an 01 cone, which is about 2100 degrees, and we come out with another piece that's fired on, it's hard, it's a glassware product now, it's stoneware, which is a bisque product. From there, we take it into the other room and glaze it or stain it or do whatever has to be done, whatever the customer requires to finish our product.
What is the best-selling product?
Well, it depends on the season. Right now your Christmas products are the best seller, but by far our most marketable product is our stoneware jugs. We use that for our maple syrup.
Imagine starting with the block of wood and then using your hands to create something beautiful like a jewelry box or a piece of furniture. Paul Forster took us in his woodworking shop and told us how he does it.
Mr. Forster, about how long have you been doing this?
Well, I took industrial arts in high school and did woodworking in school, and I've been doing it ever since, approximately 15 years.
What kind of things do you make here?
Well, we make cabinets, kitchen cabinets, grandfather clocks, some jewelry boxes, and some cheese serving trays here. Also, we have cutting boards, and about anything anybody wants me to make.
What is the busiest season of the year for you?
Usually from Thanksgiving to Christmas, people order Christmas gifts.
About how long does it take to make one of these jewelry chests?
Well, one of these jewelry boxes takes quite a while. Up to 2 weeks. We start out with a piece like this that I have glued together. It has to be sanded. The drawers have to be made. The molding we make from scratch here for the base. It goes around the bottom. And the finishing process takes approximately 4 to 5 days.
What kind of wood do you use?
Well, we use anything native to Ohio. Mostly, though, I use walnut, cherry, curly maple, and red oak.
What other kinds of items do you make here?
Well, we make these cheese serving trays, are a very popular item. You can put a cheese ball on the plate, put the crackers in the dish. We start with a flat board, and it has to be routed out, and then everything is hand sanded, and the legs attached to the bottom.
That's all for this week's show. Join us next week when News 6 travels to Paulding, Ohio.
Support for award-winning News 6 has come from Whirlpool Corporation's Finley Division, working to make your life a little easier. Additional support has come from the Northwest Ohio Educational Technology Foundation and from this public television station.